we're seeing the fight that led to the death of a Grand Rapids man last summer. It's important video because it shows exactly what happened. And that beating at the Sibley School playground last May eventually killed Scott Simerson. 2 men pleaded guilty to their part in the beating. And 24-hour News 8's Joe LaFurgie was at the courthouse this afternoon when those suspects were sentenced. Joe?
Yeah, Sue, the attorney for the 2 adult defendants in the case, Robert Kelly and Dermard White, wanted to give the judge an opportunity to see who did what prior to sentencing. So that cell phone video was shown for the very first time in court today. But we want to warn you, despite editing on our part and the fact that we're not showing it, it is in its entirety. It is still very disturbing. 17 seconds. That's the runtime on the cell phone video taken by a bystander back on May 23rd of last year. That's the time it took to injure 24-year-old Scott Simerson so severely he would die from his injuries 3 months later. His father spoke during sentencing of 2 of the men charged with the beating.
I didn't see my son raise a hand to protect himself.
Scott Simerson had taken some children to play at the Sibley Elementary playground that day. A teenager allegedly began hassling the younger kids Simerson was watching. Simerson stepped in, a fight broke out. 5 punches were thrown in that 17 seconds, at least one by then 17-year-old Dermard White. But what appears to be the most violent, the kick to the back of the head by defendant Robert Kelly.
I don't understand how anybody can be so brutal and yet be so nonchalant about it.
Judge Donald Johnston sentencing White to between 29 and 57 months behind bars. Robert Kelly, who has both adult and juvenile assault convictions, will spend the next 3.5 to 7 years in prison. Their words to the court and the victim's family took less time than the beating that would eventually take Scott Simerson's life.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm sorry to the victim and the family, and that was never our intention of what happened.
I just want to say I take full responsibility for my action. I just apologize to the family.
The 2 juveniles have also pleaded guilty to their role in the beating case. Live in Grand Rapids, Joe LaFurgie, 24-hour News 8.